You're out shopping? Shopping like glamorous shopping, or are you shopping like for tortillas? Like some corn tortillas? That's not glamorous. Or you like shopping for a new motorcycle? Or like some leather, I don't know, whatever motorcycle people, whatever motorcycle people wear. I don't know. I don't motorcycle person. All right, one less Kazi. That's Rich, right? All right, Rich. Hey, if AMC moons, if something moons, then you're gonna get that sense of smell back. All right. I'm sure everybody will kick down. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we got 16, almost 16,000 subscribers. All right, everybody pay up. Everybody kick down. Everybody kick down $10. We're gonna get my man Rich the sense of smell. Hey, Henry Mount, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm up in Walmart with my friend who's visiting from España. España. Chaps, right? I don't know. Is Dave gonna be watching the chat? Good question. 25 subbies away? Oh, let's do this. Folks, if you're listening and you have not subscribed, be part of history. You can be part of the 16,000 club. That's right. We just need 25 more subscribers. We could have 16,000. Help us out. Don't you want to be part of history? History? What? Anime, that's funny. So close. All right. Yeah, we're about to have 16,000. Yes. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, thank you, Philip. Philip J. Cole. Giggles and bits, your brownies kicking in? I found an edible under my room, under my bed the other day. Just kicking it. I don't know where it came from. I mean, I know where it came from, but I had no clue I had it. Oh, okay. Your husband has like 15 accounts, so here comes 15 more. That's right. Yeah, actually, you know, when I'm off, I will make sure that we get that, because I will log on with all of my accounts. All of my accounts. There's like 3 different websites. All mine. Casty, right? A security box for 98 cents. Cracks me up. I mean, I get it. I guess like they're big ticket items, you know? But come on, man. I think that's the reason why I stopped shaving. You know? I used to shave all the time, but it was just like, man, I gotta go through security check to get a pack of some Schick tracers. I don't know. Do people use those anymore? Schick tracers? I just made that up. Sensor excels. What did I use? I don't know. Whatever I used, they had like 6 or 7 blades. I don't know. None of them seemed to work. I don't know. The more blades they added to the razors, just I don't know. Never really helped me out. I don't ever want to shave. Sucks. And I know. Women are always like, try shaving your legs. But yeah, you don't have to do it every single day. Trust me. Most of the women I dated, they don't shave every day. It's a weekly thing. Squeeze the cheese, get that cheddar. Cheddar. Sensor XLs, yes. No, I had it's the Mach 5. That's the one that I used. Gillette Mach 5 or something like that. And it was like for sensitive skin. Didn't help. Yeah, bro, I tried to buy a pack. So the last time I was gonna buy Raiders, I was gonna buy them off Amazon, and it was like, first of all, it was like a 20-something pack. I don't need that many razors. I need like 5 for the rest of my life, you know, because I'm only planning on going to 5 weddings. Yeah, I wanted to say it was like $30-something for a pack of razors. I was like, yeah, right, okay. I'm good, man. West side weed smoke, north side weed smoke, south side weed smoke. Yeah. Tropic of Cancer weed smoke. Tropic of Capricorn weed smoke. Snap it 10. Try shaving my back. Nah, I don't have to shave my back. I mean, I do have to shave my back, but I don't. My sister does hair removal, so I mean, I know this kind of sounds like whatever, make fun of me, but my sister does my back hair removal. Yeah, it's disgusting, but trust me, that's what she does for a living, so she's not tripping. Ulysses says great. Ulysses sounds great. Dale Schoenberg. We're just getting like mad crazy. I don't know. Ulysses S. Grant. I think that's. For some reason, I think that's a fictional name. It's made up. It's farcical. Harry's razors working a lot better. Not your back, my back. Rachel Quagmire. You can't sleep with hair on my leg. I can't sleep with hair. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I have the back hair, but yeah, sister takes care of all of that. She does sugaring. Sugarist. Oh. I'm talking about you. We were talking about hair removal. And I was like, yeah, I don't have to shave my back. I mean, I do have to shave my back, but I personally don't have to shave my back because my sister does sugaring. Thank God for her. Yes. And she brought wine. Even better. El Snappy 10. Follow me on Instagram. Eyebrows. I do my own eyebrows. But she could probably help me out there too. You know? A couple times a year. Sugar my face up. Oh. Hair. So stupid. It has to be 16K. Yeah, for sure. Right? She removes my back hair and brings wine. What more can a brother ask for? Greatest sister. And she bought the K-Cup machine, dude. My head is accepting all follicular donations. Oh, the fro. I want to see pictures of the fro. Andre P. I don't care what any of you say about Westside. He could bring in the number. Wait. What did I say about Westside? Andre? Yeah, you're right. I think she could stick around. She could be part of the crew. What's up? Right on. Yeah, Kareem. She is a nice sister. Still says 15.9. I think if you refresh the page, it'll probably say 16. Hey, Jesus Roethlisberger. That's right. Kellen Eisenhower. Oh, so we got S. Grant. Kellen Eisenhower, which is actually Dwight D. Eisenhower's great grand niece. That's amazing. And Jesus Roethlisberger, who obviously is related to Jesus. Huh? No, this is what are you contributing? I clean some things around. I clean stuff and I fix the vacuum. They're asking what I did. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me? Yeah, I fix some things around here and I make dinner. Oh yeah, I cook. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that was rough. I started sweating. I was like, oh crap, I have no rhythm. Crap. Yeah, no, I cooked. Yes, I cook. We order food unless I cook, or she'll heat up some gas station soup and trash. Even though she took the trash out last night, but yeah, I'll do some of the trash. I cook that kind of stuff. And I'm here for protection. And I'll point out a spider. If I see a spider, I'll point it out to my sister, and she can kill it. Sick. Nice. And mean mug the mattress men. Hey, come on. They didn't fulfill their part of the bargain. They were supposed to deliver the mattress. They didn't really do that. Yeah, they had an attitude, but they didn't really. They didn't like pick it up. They dragged it. I could have hired someone to drag my mattress. Hate to see them take their dog for a walk. Ugh, you gotta laugh. West Side making smooth brain investments. Yeah, oh yeah, I point out the jets, the fighter jets, and I point out the bluebirds. I wave at the boats like Forrest Gump. I do a lot of stuff around here, guys. It's unquantifiable. Yeah, I'm a sounding board for everything my sister. I listen to her day. I am interested. She's an interesting person. She meets a lot of people. And she removes hair for a living. I mean, how exciting is that? Okay. So yeah, she removes hair from interesting people. Yeah. So I'm gonna take off for 1 second, guys. I'll be right back, and we'll be back with the special guest. Okay. Um, I hope I'm back. You know me. I never know if I'm back or not. I'm the king. I'm the king of talking on mute. You guys don't know about that. 42 minutes. I got the record. 42 minutes talking to myself, giving you guys gold, bearing my soul to the world. So I just hopped over to the other line because I have that second line on my phone here. Hopped over the other line. Dave Landau is in the house. Okay, so give him a warm welcome and a round of applause. How we do. You know how we do here. We do the green hearts. Green hearts, basically anything. We just fill up the chat full of emojis. Express your love, show your gratitude for having such a special guest. We don't have a lot of special guests, you know? We just have me, you know? I mean, the other hosts, you know? But this is special. This is something special. Dave Landau, the anti-Opie. Oh, that's funny. And just keep watch of the chat. Mods, just watch that chat. Make sure that nothing crazy happens. You know, we're under attack all the time. All right. Oh man, look at Doge. Is that the Dave Landau spike? Ugh. What a way to start the show. Loving it. Not hating it. And you can put anything you want on the TV, Anna. I'm not watching that. Here? In here? Because I can hear you. Oh, okay. And did we get the still not up to 16,000. What the heck, man? Unbelievable. Oh, sorry. A lot of green. Yeah, show them some love. A lot of green in the chat. Thank you, guys. The Dave Doge pump. Look at it go. Nutty. I love these random Doge spikes. Ooh, there's another one. Let's go. Look at that one. The Dave effect. I like that one. The Dave effect. Wow, look at that. Usually has been following Ethereum. Not this time. It's on its own. Solo, dolo. Grimace. I like him, and he hasn't even started yet. Yeah, he's good luck charm. And I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to investments in stock market and crypto, I have become superstitious. Like everything these days, I'm just superstitious on everything now. Grimace, hilarious. It's like waiting for a concert. All right, Chicago, are you ready? Why is he British? I don't know why I made the guy British. He's in Chicago. All right, Chicago, are you ready? Why? Why did I say it? Why would he be British? So, Chicago, are you ready? I don't know why, but are you ready? Are you guys ready? Freebird. All right, yeah, that's how I know you guys have been in concert before. Dave alert. It's a Dave alert. Yeah, we're gonna crank it up to 11.
Am I on?
Yes, you are, sir.
Okay, yeah, right. I'm trying to figure this out.
It's all good, man. You sound great.
Thank you. Good. Thank you. You too.
Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. The great Dave Landau on the mic.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Dave, by the way, I am West Side. That's what they call me around here. But you can call me West Side, or my name's Johnny.
Johnny, how
You're
are
using
you?
you're using your real name, you know.
I'm using my real. I got Big Wave Dave.
Big Wave Dave. Awesome, man. So where you broadcasting from today?
I'm in Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Already on the road, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I somewhat live here. It's one
Oh,
of the
okay.
places I live. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm in Texas. I'm in Detroit, and yeah, that's the two places I'm at now. I just got rid of my place in Harlem, like 3 weeks ago.
Harlem?
Yeah, Harlem, New York. Yeah.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah. I lived there for like 3 years.
Okay, we got a lot of people. We got a lot of people from New York in the chat right now. Can you see the chat?
Oh, nice. I think so.
Oh, okay,
Let me
cool.
look. Yes, I can. Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, they'll be giving you some praise and some props. You know, just ignore it. It's fine.
Gotcha. That's right.
So you're gonna start some touring pretty soon. I saw you're gonna be in Texas on June 2nd, June 3rd.
Yeah, Houston on the 2nd at the Improv, June 3rd at the Improv, and then I think I'm in like Waterford, Michigan later this month, and then Buffalo, New York, and a whole bunch of places that allow comedy right now. Although I think everything's opening up. I don't really know.
It seems like everything is just every time I turn on the news now, everything is just like fully open up, 100% open. You're like, whoa, what happened? It's like a flip. Somebody flipped the switch, and now we're open.
Yeah, it just changed in a day or two.
Right?
Everything was horrible for 14 months, and now we're right back.
And then
to go out.
Like, wait a minute, that just happened overnight? Okay, I guess. So
strange, man.
So Dave is going to be June 2nd in the at the Improv in Houston, June 3rd the Improv in Addison, Texas, June 18th the One Night Stands in Waterford, Michigan, and also on the 19th. And then Helium in Buffalo, New York. A couple people out there on the East Coast. I know we got a couple people in Buffalo, New York. MIA right there, Buffalo, New York. You're there. June 25th, June 26th, Helium, Buffalo, New York.
Helium, yes, sir.
I like that. Helium makes you feel like you're gonna laugh. Like, yeah.
It's a laughing gas. It's important that all comedy clubs have mediocre names. That way you don't ever feel good about yourself whenever you play anywhere.
I will say that is kind of a repeating theme, right? Like some of the places just have wacky names, you know?
Yeah, it's like Jack's Chuckle Hut. Helium's pretty good because it's like one name. It's a good name, but yeah,
it sounds classy.
Many. Yeah, most of the 80s places seem to be gone now, or I assure you aren't going to be reopening. But yeah, there's a few out there that I think are going to remain.
Yeah, there was one that we would go to in Southern California called Flappers. You know, it's just like Flappers. What an odd name.
Do in Burbank.
Yeah, Flappers in Burbank. Yeah.
Yeah. I played there a couple times, and I remember that you can't like. This is back when like I smoked cigarettes. I don't know, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember you couldn't like smoke on the street. I had to go into a parking structure and smoke in a cage with like 8 other people. Like it was Vietnam. It was really weird. Like it was a POW soldier.
Like you gotta get in the hole.
It was the worst. But yeah, are you in California? Is that where you're at?
Well, I'm I'm from Los Angeles, but right now I'm staying in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, I got you. So
Yeah.
you're hopping from good times to good times.
It's all up and down the west side.
Yeah.
All up and down the west side.
What-
But yeah,
what-
Portland is where I live in Portland. There's no riots.
Oh, nice.
I live like more on the, I guess, the west riot section. So it's more, there's like a little riot section of the city. I don't really go there unless
guys
I need
had
like
the
unless I need some bricks.
Isn't it? Well, yeah, that's true because I think
Bricks and
everything's
napalm.
legal there now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, pretty much. There's no worries here.
Yeah.
Super Chat.
I don't know if you could hear all that. Can you hear all that?
I could. Is that the riots outside?
that's the dolphin riot. That's the sound. That's the sound that happens when somebody tips us. It's pretty insane. It's intense.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man. So
They took over like 6 blocks there, right? Or was that Seattle?
Yeah, Seattle I think had the bigger riot section. Portland has the smaller. It's the riot light.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the white.
Super Chat.
Hold on, we gotta turn that down.
That's phenomenal. Is that? What's the animal noise?
It's a dolphin. I do a dolphin
gotcha.
impression, and so that's I do a dolphin, and so we just kind of leaned into it, I guess.
Is that your dolphin impression?
That's actually
Oh.
that was my aunt.
I got you. I was gonna say
yeah.
That's the best dolphin impression I've ever heard.
Yeah. She's legit. She's quarter dolphin.
She's straight up.
And there's another one.
You're getting tipped.
I guess so. Something's going on
money
here.
in the blowhole. I like
Yeah.
it.
Oh man, the blowhole. We got a lot of material out of that blowhole.
Are you? I'm sure.
So you're originally from Detroit.
Yeah. I grew up in Detroit, and I lived in LA. I lived in LA for a while, and I've lived pretty much everywhere, coast-wise. But yeah. Grew up in Detroit originally. Born in Detroit, grew up in the suburbs, right on the border of it.
Okay.
Like
I
don't know if you Gross Point.
Boost ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station paving the way for mission.
Super Chat.
Okay,
that needs to go.
I
fell in love.
Burning.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Going-
There's so much going on. I didn't. Let's not say I didn't fall in love with Detroit, but I had like this thing with Detroit ever since I saw RoboCop as a kid. It just looked like this crazy, like dystopian place that was just like insane. And then
Boost ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station paving the way for mission.
Super Chat.
I appreciate them chats, guys. I really do appreciate them chats, but maybe you guys can wait for a minute because I'm trying to talk to my man here. Like the first time I've ever like said, please don't tip me, but please don't.
Take the money. It's going.
Please
Yeah.
don't.
At least it's a good sound, meaning you're getting cash.
Oh yeah, I've trust me, I fall in love with that sound. It's I'm like a Pavlov's dog reaction to it now. It's like
Boost ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station paving the way for mission.
Super Chat.
Is this real?
yeah, this is reality.
Oh shit. Well, sorry. Okay, I swear. But Yeah, fun fact though, that was actually filmed in Dallas, set in Detroit, and then the next one was set in Dallas, and then filmed in no, yeah, it was set in Detroit, filmed in Dallas, then the switch around for the one with Michael Keaton, the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love RoboCop as a kid, largely because it did take place in Detroit, old Detroit specifically, is what they called it in the movie, and Kurtwood Smith played a fine villain.
Clarence Boddicker.
Yes,
Oh man, he was amazing, right?
and then
So
of course you
menacing.
get I get that for $1. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's such a good movie. And
And
then
the-
two is not, and three really isn't at all, but one is awesome.
Two tried, but number one is just a classic. They tried to remake it, and audiences were like, "No, dude, we don't want that CGI crap. We want the realistic-looking RoboCop." You know?
Exactly. That's what.
And it-
Well, and the claymation. That's what. That's
Exactly.
the claymation bad robot that kills everybody at the business
Oh, yeah,
meeting.
the
That was
Ed 209.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Canon
and like,
Pictures was just the best.
oh, anytime when I was a kid and I saw that Canon Pictures logo, I knew I was about to see like just some blood packs. You know?
Yeah, it was either that or Orion. I know Orion's still around, but both of those in the 80s usually meant you were about
Orion.
to watch something great.
And there was another one like Golden Globus or something like that. Like they had all the low budget Chuck Norris.
Oh,
Like you would
they had. Oh, what? I know what you're talking about too. The Chuck. Well, they had most of Chuck Norris movies from the 80s, not just Delta Force, but there's just a ton of them that are just fantastic.
Oh yeah, like he did a ton of movies that I don't know. And this is the thing, like where do all these movies go? You know?
There's a few at the Walmart bin where there's like 8 in one packet, where it's like Chuck Norris and Dennis Farina will be in one of the movies, which is great. I can't think of the name, but it's
All-star
really good.
cast.
Yeah. There's always and then there's always Steven Seagal is always good if you want to watch just the worst actor and worst fighter combined in a human being. It's fantastic.
I mean, all those movies they just let him move his like arms and his forearms around. You know, like he just kind of acted like he could fight, but the camera tricks made it look real cool. But I love that one with the Jamaicans. I think it was Marked for Death.
Oh yeah, no, that was it Marked for? Yeah, it was Marked for Death, and there was Out for Justice, which wasn't bad.
Out for Justice, yeah.
And then and then there's the Exit Wounds, of course, the classic with him and DMX.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. He did one called Glimmerman. I'm not mad at it.
Glimmerman.
I kind of liked it. It was Keenan and
Keenan Ivory
Steven
Wayans.
Seagal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of which,
I love Keenan Ivory Wayans. I was lucky enough to do a show with him, and I love.
Oh, what did you do?
I did Last Comic Standing when he was a judge.
Oh, okay.
And he loved me, and I grew up watching In Living Color.
I mean,
and the first parody movie I ever saw, even before Naked Gun or anything, was I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
we were just talking about I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. We were just talking about that today. I'm gonna
Over
get you,
gold.
sucker. Over gold.
Over Gold is how'd you take a shit with all that on? Dude, that is one of the best movies ever, and I don't think
Oh my
enough
God.
that. It's so funny, and actually, Don't Be a Menace is another movie that is just unbelievably funny that people.
Ashtray.
His dad's younger than he is. He's putting him to bed.
Hey, let me tell you something about drinking and driving, son. That stuff is
It's
fun,
fun.
man. Get the car going real fast. Get a couple 40s in your system. Turn off the lights. Woo! Or the part where he's talking about, he's like, yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a job at a bank. You know, I'm gonna start working as a teller. You know, I'm gonna move my way up through the company, and then finally, when I get to the top and I'm become a manager, then I'm gonna rob them, man. Message.
The best is the preacher who's like, do not ask why the preacher has a nice house. Don't ask why the preacher drives a nice car. Don't ask, no questions. And
Right.
then there's just the backup singer.
Oh my God.
I grew up like loving that irreverent humor that he just did better than anyone. Like basically him and like Zucker for Airplane and Naked Gun, but Keenan Ivory Wayans was the first one to do kind of the blaxploitation parodies, which were
Right.
already kind of parodies themselves of Hollywood. So
And
nobody did it like him.
I mean, he really exposed those blaxploitation films and like made it, I mean, so funny, but everything's so poignant, like it's really, like you say, message, like he says, you know?
Oh, he just pointed out everything that's heavy-handed in the movie. Well, and it is funny because when you do watch Boys in the Hood, you're like, "What? Lawrence Fishburne looks like he's 5 years older than Cuba Gooding Jr."
Oh man.
It's so funny. Like,
And so
yeah, and
you
I'm
like that kind of irreverent humor,
love it.
which it totally makes sense to me because if anybody hasn't seen your movie, it's freaking hilarious. It's
Thank you.
hilarious.
Thank
So it was like laugh out loud funny. And I will say I wish there was more of the brother, that brother character. That dude was cracking me up.
That is my he's one of my very best friends. He's my oldest friend in life. I grew up next door to him. And and I got him to play that character in that movie, and everybody says that I just should have used him more and more. And he thought he was so bad in it, and everybody watches it. It's like, I just want to watch a movie about him.
That's so funny that people, because I remember from the Jay and Silent Bob, Jay never liked himself as an actor. He was never an actor. He hated his performances, but people loved Jay. And so in that movie, like I thought he was a trained actor who fleshed out a role and said, I'm going to get down to the brass tacks of who this guy is. And so you're telling me that's just him. That's amazing.
Everybody loved him in that. And he there's one point in the movie where we were filming and we had to get another camera battery. So he went to the store and he goes to Walmart to find this thing. And he's still wearing the "This Guy Loves the Penis" shirt,
Oh my God.
So he's just like walking around Walmart, not even realizing, because he still just looks like the character that nobody's really even looking at him funny. And that dude is just a friend of mine. And then the other thing people like is the story the guy at the gas station tells about when he was in prison.
I had to watch that 3 times. It crept up on me, and that's if anybody's gonna watch this movie, just like lock yourself in, make sure you're watching, because the jokes, they come out of nowhere. They come fast, they come furious, and you're not gonna know. When you're least expecting it, something hilarious will happen, and that was one of them, where I was like, "What did he just say?"
Yeah, that's the movie's called The King of Detroit. If just for people listening, but that guy was a friend of my brother. And he was in prison, and he told me that story just one day when I was filming the movie. So that is a real story, word for word.
That is one of the...
knocked
and that's another...
out, went down on him.
That is so amazing. And that's another performance where it's like, that was so legit. It was so dead on that you're just like, man, where are you finding these guys for these movies,
Yeah, he was... I'm glad you like that, because that's exactly how he told me the story, and I was like, dude, I have to have you tell this in a movie. He's like, where are you gonna put it? I'm like, I'll make it work. I just need you to be a gas station attendant and for no reason say this to him.
It worked so well. Like if you tried to write that into a film, it wouldn't have worked. The fact that he just comes out with the story out of nowhere. Oh, you trying to show off? All he said was, I just have this LeBaron. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, he's like, "You showing off?" Let me tell you.
And by the way, like if you guys don't know, like the Chrysler LeBaron is one of the characters in the movie, and I don't think if anybody doesn't realize or remember, the Chrysler LeBaron was kind of a dope car back in the day.
For that generation, when if you had a convertible LeBaron, as cheesy as they were, you still had fun in it.
Oh, I had mad flashbacks.
Yeah, everybody who I knew had one. That's why when I was looking for a car to buy, because it takes place in the 90s, I'm like, what's a car that everybody has been in? And I'm like, LeBaron. It's got to be a LeBaron.
And that was a clean one, too.
Oh, I was shocked I found it. The only thing was, the only one I could find was a stick, so I had to train the guy who was driving. He didn't know how to drive a stick, so who actually...
you helped him out. You helped him out. Everybody should drive stick.
Well, yeah, and then on the way to the movie premiere, one of the producers was driving it, and the thing got clocked by a Dodge Ram.
No.
Fortunately, those things are made of metal, so it was. I mean, he was fine, but it was totaled. It was just destroyed, and I was like, damn, I wish you would have done that right before the end of the movie
Damn.
because it could have been a perfect scene. But yeah, it was the whole thing got destroyed at the very end. Which I mean, it wasn't a very expensive car. Obviously, I think I paid like $800 or something for it
It
off
still
of
would have
some
been nice
guy.
to keep, man. That's a nice keepsake, you know. It's a clean LeBaron.
It really was a shockingly clean LeBaron. So yeah, it was cool to film. It was cool to do that, and I wanted to really make fun of. I wanted it to be a movie that was an equal opportunity offender. That's what I always loved about Keenan Ivory Wayans, where I wanted it to make fun of white, black, suburbanites, inner city, like rich, poor, everything. Like I just wanted it to make fun of everything, and that was my
It,
goal with the movie.
and it did in a non-offensive way, but like
Right.
just super funny, you know. And the conversation. So like, you did a lot of the writing.
I did the majority of it.
Okay, so the dialogue was on point, man. Like the dialogue
Thank you.
between, like especially like the dialogue between Jesse and the brother in the beginning, and then just when the characters are all sitting there, just kind of firing words back and forth, it flows, and it's just so funny and natural that I don't have you written any other movies?
I have actually. I have three right now that I'm sitting on, but the one that I'm gonna make this year is gonna be, and actually it's gonna be a kids movie. It's a
Okay,
Christmas movie. Yeah, 'cause I have a 6-year-old now, and I kind of just want to make something that's funny that he can actually watch and be a part of. So
definitely.
the next thing that I'm like raising money for and like gonna put out is just a kids film for, and I shouldn't say it's a kids film, it's a family film, but it's something that everybody can watch because now that he's 6, I watched all kinds of movies with him that I loved when I was a kid, and it's really cool. Like, I mean, even movies like Spaceballs, where I was watching it with him and he loves it. I'm like, wow, this would be a hard R now. And then I'm watching Blues Brothers, and I'm like, this should be rated G. It's a musical.
Yeah, right.
Like, there's
I
really
mean,
nothing
Blues Brothers.
offensive.
Seriously, there's nothing offensive in Blues Brothers.
No,
You
unless
know,
you count the Chicago Nazis, and I don't think there's anything in that movie that requires it to be R. It's just a
no,
good movie.
it's a great movie.
Yeah. So it's like with those two, and then you watch Spaceballs, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of swearing in this, and he
And it's
doesn't get it. I mean,
and
he's
it's
laughing
all
at Rick
sex
Moranis.
jokes. You know, it's all
All
boner
of it.
jokes. It's R.I.P. John Candy,
Oh, one of the best. That's one. That's the guy where I love watching movies with him with my son. Is definitely Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck.
Um,
Oh, who's Harry Crumb?
so good. He loves it. And then, oh man, that's a great one. And then, of course, the Home Alone cameo, because what kid doesn't love Home Alone?
Oh, exactly. And
But yeah, who's
Planes,
Harry
Trains,
Crumb
Automobiles.
is
Probably too young for Planes, Trains, Automobiles, but that's
that's that's another one though, where if you just take out Steve Martin swearing at the one woman from Ferris Bueller's Day Off because he's just pissed off, it's really not an R-rated movie.
right. Yeah, and I
Like,
mean,
it's so strange.
for me and my family, there was like the only thing that my parents didn't want me watching as a kid was of course like nudity and sex, and my dad didn't want me seeing bodies, like dead bodies. He was okay
Yeah.
with me watching like Lethal Weapon when they were like blowing people away, but if there was a scene
Yes.
where it was like a dead body full of bullets, then he would be like, no, you can't watch that. And so as a kid, I was just watching all kinds of R-rated, like there was no ratings to me, you know.
Yeah, the most violent thing I ever saw as a kid was RoboCop's. It was funny because you brought that up. Was RoboCop when when he just gets destroyed in the beginning of the film.
Oh yeah,
When
yeah.
Peter Weller is just Swiss cheese. That was the most
Oh
violent
yeah,
thing.
and then
Yeah, and but I'm like you. He let me watch Lethal Weapon. He let me watch the first R-rated movie I saw in the theater was Terminator 2: Judgment Day. I think I was like 9 or 10.
awesome movie.
So yeah. Oh, and it was so good. I mean, it changed the game. And that's another one where you watch now and you're like, it really wouldn't be R, I don't think
Oh,
now,
it
but
would be PG-13 for sure. For
easy.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. And that one was one. My dad was the same way. Like we'd go see Speed, which was rated R, and I think most people wouldn't even realize that. And it's like, we would always see action movies. He's like, as long as it's an action movie or a comedy, he didn't care. It was
Right.
same as that. As long as he would let me watch some war movies too. Like I was allowed to watch like Platoon, but he was also
Yeah.
in Vietnam, so I don't know. He might have just been so desensitized he didn't
My
realize
dad
how
too.
messed up it
My dad was never
Okay,
in a
there you
war,
go.
but he let me watch war movies. That was just a thing. Like, I guess because it happened, why try to hide that from me? So I remember seeing like Hamburger Hill when I was like 11 or something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah,
And
I remember the
and
what.
even I was watching it thinking like, hey, this is a bit mature.
Yes, it's funny that you mentioned that 'cause that's the first one I remember that my brother and I watched with my dad, and then because I thought the name of it was like, oh, Hamburger Hill, this will be silly,
Yeah,
and
right.
then yeah, he made us watch MASH a few times, which I just I get it, but I never liked it, and
Right.
but after that it was like Platoon, and then I remember when we watched Full Metal Jacket, I was like 10. And I
Yeah.
just remember when Vincent D'Onofrio blows his head off. I'm just sitting there like, this is a lot. And I thought that was the end of the movie, and it's like, oh no, we're just at the halfway point.
Yeah. There's a whole second half. There's a whole
Right.
Matthew Modine thing.
Hey, right, that happens through that movie, and the movie really is the first half. But yeah, it's just like another half of violence, and
Right.
the only one he never would let me watch with him was Apocalypse Now, but I think it's just because he thought it was too insane.
Too insane. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember seeing that one as a kid. I think my dad probably thought, "Hey, he's not going to sit through this. It's too much."
Yeah, because
I needed more
to
action.
watch it. Right, it's like the Deer Hunter. I never sat through that with my dad because I don't think he was
Right.
ever
'Cause
like.
it's
That's
too
why.
psychological.
Yeah, it's an entire movie based on PTSD and Russian roulette, and it's 3
Exactly.
hours long.
And as a kid, I'm just like, would somebody hurry up and pull that trigger? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, we need to. I'm a kid. My time's running short.
Right, and then of course, and westerns was another one where like Tombstone, I saw in the theater. That's
Definitely.
named my son Wyatt because of that movie.
Ooh, cool. That's a good
Yes,
name.
yeah, thank you. And I mean, I love that movie. So it's like he was pretty cool with westerns. I remember we watching Unforgiven at a young age, which is a pretty intense film with Morgan Freeman and Clint
Big
Eastwood
time.
and Gene Hackman.
Best director, Clint Eastwood.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was always there was always like I think he just appreciated something that was quality and didn't want to shelter me from it, but just didn't want me to watch. Like I remember my friends would rent Faces of Death and everything, and he's like, "Don't watch, like, not like, return this right now,
Right.
Go get a movie."
It was
he
just too
did not
frivolous.
Like that. Yes.
Yeah, my dad definitely wanted the violence to mean something. If that makes any sense, he didn't just want me to see senseless violence. He didn't let me watch like horror movies or anything like that. But we would watch, I don't know, like action movies and something with some kind of substance, I guess.
Yeah, my dad was not a horror guy, and I remember him and my mom rented Silence of the Lambs because it had won so many Oscars. And we're watching it, and right when the dude's dancing with his dick tucked between his legs is right when I just remember my mom looking at me and she goes, "Go downstairs and play." Like, just get out of the room.
I actually had that. I had that on video cassette, and when my dad would leave for work, I would watch it on repeat. I loved it.
It's such a good movie.
How about your father, Clarice? Was he a home man? Did he speak with a twang?
I just love Buffalo Bill. Was she a great big fat person? And that's when she realizes she's talking.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big old fat lady, man.
And then
that guy, another amazing
with,
actor.
So good. And also somehow, I mean, I will say a little bit, but he didn't get entirely typecasted. But if you do recognize him something, you're like, oh, it's Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
But
he usually is playing. So yeah. He tries to like change his look, but I still see him. I remember you.
Yeah. Well, that's why that was so funny when he was the cop on Monk. Like, I didn't watch the show a lot, but it was just funny to see, like, it's just Buffalo Bill with a mustache, and he's
right.
Monk.
Yeah, he would grow a mustache in roles, and I'm like, yeah, I see through the mustache. I'm sorry, Bill.
Right. Yeah, no.
So with that,
interesting.
With that movie, I noticed the King of Detroit. There was an Enron joke in the movie.
Yes.
Did you write that joke?
I did.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted the dad to have invested his entire life in Enron. Explain that to the kid,
And
so
I
you
love
know
that.
that the family loses everything regardless.
Right. And I just love how he like holds it above the kids. Like, I have to sell Enron stock for that.
You're
Like, dude,
driving something far more valuable than that stuff.
yeah, I did you a favor, pops.
Exactly. No idea.
Oh my God, it was so funny. So
You just
this.
thank the Lord. I still have plenty of it left. That's why I had him do like the crucifix sign, just because it was so.
So
That was an astonishing. Sorry.
do you
go ahead,
have any? Do you do any investing of your own?
Yes, I do. I have a couple of investment accounts. One, well, I have a couple IRAs, obviously, but my own investment account. I started doing a thing on my last radio show with Anthony Cumia where we bet on social outrage, actually,
Okay.
and it actually paid off.
Oh, that's so funny. I'll take the under.
Yeah, and I'm not suggesting again to give this as financial advice, but it happened with Papa John's when he got in trouble.
Yeah.
We're talking on the show, and we're like, and Shaq ended up being the spokesperson. We're like, well, nobody's gonna buy less pizza. Like, it's just losing stock because nobody's gonna invest in Papa John's today. It's gonna go back up in a week. So we bought it, and it's exactly what happened.
Right.
So then we started doing it at like Peloton. Every time somebody got enraged at a company, we would just buy the stock, and it worked every time. I mean, I think
we have a new strategy here.
Yeah, it worked. I mean, and I don't give any. So, but that's how I started. Because I bought Amazon a few years ago. I bought a few things when I started just investing a little bit of money here and there. Tesla, that sort of thing. Just stuff that I almost seemed like surefire is stuff that I bought. But
yeah, but there's no growth in the scandal department there. You know what I'm saying? You need some stocks with some real scandal.
Right, and Tesla actually has brought that in a couple times, which is nice because that guy's so powerful. He's one of the few people that can. I mean, you look at crypto, which is more than me, but I did invest in that Bitcoin and the first time around.
Okay.
And that was, I didn't invest. I wish I invested in 2012, but I invested. I made a few grand, and I was happy with that. But even with crypto, I mean, Elon Musk is so powerful. He has the ability to be a whale in a regulated and unregulated market.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I never know what he's going to say or do next and what he's going to influence. Because literally he's so big he can influence anything.
And from what I understand, he's been in some trouble with traders because of it, or with that, because he has that influence. And even with Dogecoin, I had a few friends that bought it just before SNL, and I bought a couple more just in case, but I had a few.
Yeah.
Because who knew what was going to happen? I was pretty sure it was not going to take off because it would have been too easy and everybody knew. But
exactly.
At the same time, I would told people, I'm like, I don't know. You have no idea. I mean, honestly, the next day it could be worth 10 times or be worth, 10 times more, 10 times less. Who knows?
Yeah,
and
couldn't miss that boat.
No. And especially when that seems like such a fake one.
Right?
Really
especially because that's one that I have a hard time explaining to people. They had that skit on SNL where people kept asking them, yeah, but what is Doge? Yeah, but what is Doge?
Right.
And you're like, yeah, well, and you're in the room with someone, you're like, yeah, that's funny, but I could explain Doge. Okay, explain Doge. No, I can't.
Yeah, you're like, well, it's you buy it, and the amount that you buy gives it value. It's much like a stock, but then it doesn't exist like a company, really.
Right.
There you go.
And you buy it at 40 cents, and it'll drop to 32. I don't know what I don't know what you guys can't figure out about this. I mean, it's pretty simple to me.
Right. It might hit 72 for a day and get out.
So, do you invest in stocks and crypto?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What kind of stocks are you into?
At the moment, I probably have to go through, but I did buy Ford a little while ago, which did
Oh,
go up
okay.
because I knew they were going to go into the electric, getting more into electric cars, as
Yeah,
well
big
as
time.
GM. I bought for the same reason, and that's just being from Detroit, talking to people. It's like, well, and it did go up since I bought it. Not a lot, mind you. It's because I mean I knew Ford. I had Ford when it was $96, and I think it's literally like 10% of that now.
Yeah,
Um, but like I said,
maybe
yeah, I
like
still
14 or
held.
something.
Yeah, it's gone up from that recently, and it is because of it. Sure as hell isn't because of that four-door Mustang, but that just awful. Um, those are two that I like, and then I try to invest in small tech companies or just different. I try to read on what might be cheaper stocks or look into what has very little growth where I can buy a lot of it for a very little,
Definitely.
where I don't feel like I'm risking anything and just hold on to it for maybe a year, but I do check it pretty constantly because I don't want it to just bottom out.
Right.
But I do hold on to Tesla. I do hold on to Amazon. I sold Google and Apple that I had. But yeah, I have kind of an aggressive portfolio
Okay.
as far as my IRAs go.
And how about crypto?
I have Bitcoin. I have Ethereum. I never know how to pronounce it. And then I recently, and it might be the dumbest thing ever, but I figured why not buy that Stellar Lumens or whatever while it
That's a
dropped.
great idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's so inexpensive, and I remember when like Litecoin and Ethereum were both at that, or Ethereum, I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry, I always forget. But when they were both at that level, I still remember them being that cheap, and wow, am I kicking myself for not buying that because I had no idea they were gonna hit as high as they have.
Yeah, the woulda, coulda, shoulda syndrome for me, it kills me more than any. I tell people all the time, more than any loss, like monetary loss I've suffered, the winnings I've missed out on hurt way worse.
Yeah. Oh,
Way worse.
absolutely. What are your favorites right now?
I mean, for me right now, I kind of took my portfolio down. I used to have it spread out over all these different things, and when this crash happened this last weekend, I um, consolidated and bought basically bigger amounts in less coins. So I think I have a BNB Binance coin, something called Polygon Matic, and another one called Chainlink, along with a little
Yes.
bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum and SafeMoon. But
Okay.
most of those are just basically set it and forget it. I'll buy and just let it sit. And then as for stocks, I'm doing the AMC thing that everybody's doing. And stocks,
I
I really haven't been holding on to stocks very long. I've been just kind of rotating them out, just trying to, get my money on.
Yeah, with the stock thing, I did the AMC as well. I did not do GameStop, which boy do I regret. And
I
I
know.
knew a lot of people that did, and they did it. Most people I know who made a lot of money on that though, were not part of the entire thing on Reddit. They were actually people who, at least that I know personally, were people that had just bought the stock because they knew the new PlayStation was coming out.
Oh,
So they
okay.
figured, this will be good for a couple bucks, and then they looked and they were like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Just that it exploded, and
Right.
they sold it immediately. So
Nice.
I thought that was really really amazing though to watch an entire group of people uh rip apart Wall Street like that. I don't care what people's opinion is in that, because I think it was just interesting because they gamble on us, they gamble on companies, they gamble on Americans. All they did was work together and did it right back to Wall Street. It was pretty cool to watch.
Oh, they'll shipwreck this company. They'll shipwreck this country for $1. Just like Trading Places, the movie Trading Places. It's just a
100%.
bigger version of that. It's all a gamble. It's all a bet to them, and our lives mean nothing. So yeah, if I could stick it to Wall Street, stick it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, dude, I couldn't agree with you more. That's exactly how exactly how I saw it. When even when I watched it, I just thought it was great because I was just watching this in real time, going, how? Because we were covering it on our show, because like I said, we would always buy on social outrage. So the thing that we would do was, oh well, all of a sudden this is in the news. Why is GameStop in the news? And we started looking into that, and then it's like, oh, they bought AMC. So I bought AMC. Fortunately, when they had just started talking about it a little bit, um, and I was able to make a little bit of money off that, which was cool. But
Right on.
the GameStop, I was like, oh, I'll buy one. I just lost money on that. But I was really happy for the people that were able to take that company and make it make it extremely relevant again, and then
Right.
also make Blockbuster somehow relevant again. Like not huge, but they still took it from being worthless to like over $1, which I thought was great.
Yeah, the things that they're doing, yeah, I keep thinking like, oh man, what if we could have saved Toys R Us? You know what I'm saying? What if the retail investor existed when Toys R Us was around? I think of all the businesses we could have saved, But I
Yeah,
do
I
think
mean,
that AMC and GameStop, they have some value. There's some value there moving forward. I don't think it's all just a meme stock, especially
no,
AMC.
I think AMC is something that not only that, I mean, I want that to come back. I'm rooting for that company to come back.
Oh,
And
right.
I think a lot of people are too. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Absolutely. And
Movies.
I think for the government to screw the entire country over the way they did the last year, feeding us all kinds of information, we have no idea what's what. When people have lost jobs, the economy collapsed, all that. You left a lot of people at home who had to come up with an idea, and they did. And I thought that was great.
Like they say, idle hands is a devil's playground or something. Idle mind is a devil's playground or something like that.
Idle's hand is, yeah, exactly.
We had too much time to sit around and think.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people, like for me, when I first had the time off, I slothed it up. I just watched TV. I ate. I just sat around. I didn't do anything with my time until that became boring. And then I was like, man, okay,
Right.
now I got to figure something out here. Oh, what's this? GameStop stock. Oh yeah, I've always heard about the stock market. I have time to watch, I don't know, a YouTube video about the stock market, and then another one, and read, and next thing you know, now we're in the stock market.
Yeah, and I always had a little bit of stock, but I always had my money with investors and in a retirement account and stuff that, is pretty safe. You double your money every 10 years or so.
Yeah.
If things go as planned. And but yeah, when I looked at, I think it was maybe the middle of last year, and I looked, and everything that I had just plummeted. And fortunately it didn't last. But
Right.
I was like, oh, this is what it feels like for that, that Black Monday and
Yeah.
that, the Great Depression, when all of it, like when all of a sudden something just loses its value.
Yeah.
So that's when I did the same thing. I started looking into stuff and going, oh, well, then that's how we came up with the entire investing thing that we did. Because if there was one thing that was guaranteed in 2020, it was people getting angry about stuff. So,
Yes, I would have bet long on people getting angry at stuff for sure.
oh, it was great. It was the same. Oh, Peloton offended somebody? Boom, buy it. It went right back up. It didn't matter. Just, like, and I still play it that way. I still pay attention to that for when it happens. I mean, it's not happening as much with corporations now because they kind of control everything more than ever, but I still keep my eye on it for when it happens.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it sounds like a sound strategy to me. I like the public outrage strategy. I think a lot of us now are going to be starting to do that.
Yeah, we had people say like, well, we had Mark Cuban on actually on our show, and he was
Cool.
saying that, where he was like, no, that does make sense. He's like, but it's not necessarily a guaranteed thing at all. And I was just happy that he totally understood at least where we were coming from.
Right.
That he acknowledged that, but at the same time, no, it's not guaranteed, and we know that. But so far, it has been. I mean, unless whatever they've done is so egregious that the company collapses completely. Like, I guess if you were investing in like Epstein Island, then you probably lost everything. But for the most part, the company's going to come back just because an employee said something, or like somebody at Nike. Yeah, that was another one I invested in, was Nike, because that dropped for a
Uh,
second when Colin Kaepernick kneeled, and it's like, what do you think? Nike's not going to come back? Of course it
right?
is.
Yeah, they're done. That's it. The guy kneeled on the field. They're done.
Yeah,
Tim
people are like,
Tebow.
can you
Tim
believe
Tebow,
he
that's
did that?
okay.
I'm like,
That's
yeah,
good kneeling. That's bad kneeling.
right, exactly. It's like, do you agree with that? It's like, I don't know. I bought it. I said,
I like
yeah,
I like
check
Mark
this out.
Cuban. He seems like a cool. A lot of billionaires. They don't seem that cool. But he seems pretty cool. He seems legit.
Yeah, he seems very very down to earth, and it was interesting talking to him, because even when you were looking at the office he was in, it's like, this is not a billionaire's office. Like, he just looked like it just looked like really way too humble, and he's just talking to. He was very cool. Like, it was a
Okay.
really interesting
He
conversation
he
we had.
he works in his office.
Oh, does he? Okay, yeah,
I
because he
mean,
was
like,
just calling us on Skype from
I
there.
mean, he's like a worker. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a guy who
Yeah.
actually he works every day. He's not just dude is out there handling business. I like that. I respect that. I respect that,
Yeah,
dude.
so many people are. You had like Trump, who's a billionaire, but he wants you to know he's a billionaire. Where Mark Cuban doesn't want to discuss the fact that he's a billionaire. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
the two different levels of it.
I dig that. You've probably gotten to, of course, you were on the Kumia show.
Yes.
Out of all the celebrities you've gotten to like interview, who was your favorite?
Oh man,
Or was there
that's a
anybody who
tough one.
stood out? Because I
Well,
totally had a fanboy moment on one of your interviews, and it's gonna
um,
sound crazy,
I'd
but
like to know there's three. I'll give you three, but two
okay,
weren't on the Kumia show. One was Dennis Miller, who I had opened with once, and he really liked
awesome.
me, and then invited me over to his show. And I grew up on SNL in that generation, so it was really cool to like make Dennis Miller laugh and have him acknowledge me, and then invite me onto his show. That was
Oh,
really
the
cool.
Dennis
But
Miller
then,
show, man.
yeah, and then the other two was, I was a huge fan of Run DMC. So my friend had me do a sketch in his rap album with DMC,
Cool.
with Daryl. So we did that, and then I invited him on my show, and I talked to him, and then I invited him again onto my show Affair when I talked to him. So I got to interview DMC twice, who was
I watched that one.
dude, I'm just in awe of him. And then the other one was back when I used to do a lot of drugs and party and take acid and stuff. I love Esham, who was
Oh, that's the one.
is that it for real?
That's the one.
Okay.
I had okay. I'm glad you said that because I had a total fanboy moment. First of all, um, Isham, it's Isham. Like
Mhm.
I totally did not expect that because I am from I remember his music. The
Yes.
Wicked Ish will never die. The album covers. The horrorcore, the moniker.
Kill the fetus.
Oh my
Yeah, yeah,
God, it was
yeah.
like you said, like you had to walk up to the counter and you were purchasing something worse than anything you could. You know what I'm saying? Like it was terrible when you try to check out at the counter, and to hear him talk,
100%.
he was so like on point with his thoughts. He was so like well thought out and well spoken. Like I was blown away. I was
He
blown away.
was. I couldn't agree with you more. He was one of the most fascinating interviews I had, and he had George Floyd had just happened, and I had no idea that he had moved to Minneapolis and was like a block away.
Right.
And he was immediately talking about that his biggest problem was he didn't want this to become a racially divided country as a result of it. And he was talking about how I liked how he explained the shock of his music, how he tried to unite people with it, which he did, because he made it so over the top offensive it piqued the curiosity of everybody.
Totally.
And one thing that was just personal for me, I used to go to this Wally's ice cream place
Yeah.
in Detroit, and I had no idea that I was riding my bike past the studio where he was recording at, like at least once a week. Like that was
Amazing.
just crazy to me, but it was just so interesting to hear his talk, the way he talks, his thoughts and everything, he's like, of course I don't worship the devil. Why would
Right.
I? He's like, he's just like, this is, he's like, it's shocking. It goes, I needed to get attention in a certain way,
It
and
worked.
I needed to be shocking. And it's like, and he goes, honestly, I just thought it was funny at first, but it
I
caught
mean, to hear
on.
him say that he hadn't smoked pot until he was, I think, like 27 or something, or 23 or
I,
27, and but he
yeah,
was making this music when he was in high school, and it was called acid rap. And so
right. I
we,
go,
back then we were doing like, look, I don't want to like offend anybody, but we were doing a ton of drugs, listening to Esham and Nodis and that whole Detroit music scene.
oh,
And to find out that he wasn't
100%.
on, that he wasn't on drugs, he was just making this music sober. It's crazy. It's
That's
crazy.
what I said. That's it. Yeah, and even in the interview, that's what I said to him. I was like, wait, you didn't try pot until you were how old? I'm like, you called it acid rap. Like, we literally took acid
Yeah.
because that's what you put on there. He's like, well, yeah, people took acid and listened to it. They did that with Pink Floyd. They weren't tripping either. And it's like, I love how him and you know who else? Scarface, the rapper.
Yeah.
He was another guy who had a really big influence in rock. If you read his book, he's got a great autobiography. But like him and Isham they both had that influence in rock where they were able to figure out how to incorporate the drugs they knew people were taking into their music. I thought it was really fascinating considering he wasn't even touching the stuff.
Right. And also like the imagery in rock, like there was no real
Yes.
imagery like that in rap, but in like and makes sense now. Scarface also created these kind of worlds, it's like the theater of the mind, and
Yeah,
Isham would take you to
Scarface
this place
heavily.
where, just take you to these dark holes, these dark places, and have, a mood throughout the entire album, and just take you to places. It's kind of
And they
lost.
had, you're right. They had that almost, I want to say, not quite as bleak as death metal, but definitely those like kill 'em all kind of, album covers
Oh,
where,
totally.
they were an influence of rock. And I know Scarface was a huge fan of like AC/DC, and I think that shows in his music because I mean he's very much into like 70s funk and metal, and it really kind of does show in his music. And
Yeah.
and you see that also in Isham, where he's got that influence of Motown, but he's also got that influence of punk that you like Iggy Pop and the Stooges and stuff. He really had Alice Cooper. Like you have all these Detroit influences that he admired, and I really found that cool because he was able to combine them all to create a sound that is not for everybody. And that's what I love, is when you're doing something that is just something that you believe in, and it's for a niche market. And I think it's just cool, great what he did.
Oh, it was so fun when I was a kid and we were listening to it, and we were smoking or whatever, and we felt like we were doing something bad. Like we felt like
Yes,
there was like a part of us, I don't know if you remember like Nodis either.
that was
But like,
Isham.
oh, okay. Oh, he was part of
Yeah,
Nodis
yeah,
too. Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
So we would listen to that, and there would be like these subliminal messages and things like that. And you're smoking weed, and you're getting these subliminal messages or what you think they are. And like we really were like, I guess like hyping ourselves up, like kind of frightening ourselves with this music, thinking like, oh, we're doing something bad to ourselves. It was fun. I don't know. There was
That's
something to it.
yeah, yeah. That's why in yeah, because I know Nodis was a hit. It was what, Mastermind, which the Mind's
Yeah.
Eye is it. Yeah, Mastermind's The Mind's Eye is a good album, and
Oh
then
yeah.
I
He
think
had
it
some
was him and
cool solo
Isham were
albums.
Nodis. Yeah. And with in The King of Detroit, there's actually the scene when they're in the drug house and the three gang members walk in. One of them is in a red Nodis shirt because
Okay.
I had to have one of the bad guys at least wear an Isham or Nodis shirt, and the Isham shirt that I had was white, with like the hat, the devil moon,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah. Oh,
just didn't want to.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to ruin it, and I was like, "Oh, there's gonna be
Oh.
blood, so I'll have the red Nodis." But yeah, he sent me like a white hat, devil moon hat, and all that stuff. I'm such a fan of what that was.
And I love that you gave homage to ICP in that movie.
Oh yeah, that's I am the Juggalo.
Which I mean, not to give anything away in the movie, but your fate in the movie was so funny. It was so funny, and I was just riveted to the screen watching this. It was so funny. I mean, it was just I can't tell you how much I laughed. And that whole gunfight scene, that whole scene was just too much. Yeah, it was really funny, guys. If you have a chance, it's The King of Detroit. It's on Amazon Prime. Honestly, like I rented it, but I'm just gonna go and buy it because it's something that I'm definitely gonna watch again because it is that funny, guys. It's got what you're looking for in terms of like, and I wouldn't call it a weed movie. It's more of, it's just one of those kind of it happens one night comedies where just too many crazy things happen to some people in one span of a night, but it's so funny, and the comedy, the jokes, they creep up on you. You will not see them coming at all. I promise you. And everybody who's listening, they know my mind. So trust me, if you guys know my comedy, this is right down your alley.
Thank you. You know, I really do appreciate that because it was like, even right now, I don't have a ton of stuff hanging up, but I do have, it's Old Dirty Bastard food stamp card, but somebody made it into Old Crispy Jones, who I am in that movie.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's the Old Dirty food stamp card, but it's got me as Crispy Jones on it. It just says like Return to 8 Mile, Old Crispy Jones, like, because it combines two things, like, you know, me and Wu-Tang, which I love as well. And yeah, with that movie, that movie is actually like a combination of true stories from my life, just completely amplified, where I took like different things that had happened to me mixed with other true stories of, you know, like the guy getting knocked out. The stuff in it that you really think is fake is actually what's the most real. That's what's great.
I could tell that there was reality there, because honestly, people don't write like that. People wouldn't write things like that, you know. They teach you in when you write scripts to write a certain formula and things like that, and you could tell this is not formulaic at all. It was literally just like, okay, we're gonna take all these funny stories, put them all into a movie, and you're never gonna see it coming, you know.
Yeah,
Totally.
Thank you, and that's kind of what, because I went to film school briefly, and I went through Second City and all the writing courses, and what I just wanted to do was make a movie where it was about friends, and stoners do love it, which is a good thing. I mean, if you smoke weed, please smoke weed and watch it. I think it's kind of meant for you.
100%.
Yeah, it really, and I made it for $7,000, so be forgiving on a couple things. But
okay,
I think we did
that's amazing
job for the low budget. Yeah,
100%. Because I'll tell you what, some of the funniest movies I've ever seen, they don't need. That's the thing about comedy. You don't need to throw money at comedy. You just don't.
No, because the best movies, the funniest movies, are dialogue driven, in my opinion.
Exactly, and King of Detroit has great dialogue, real funny dialogue, and you could tell it's real because you live these experiences, so it just does come across that way. Like I said, when Jesse and his brother are talking, I was like, oh, that's me and my best friend. That's how we talk to each other. You know, the way everybody's talking. I'm like, yeah, this is how people talk. People talk that way. Sorry.
Yes, exactly. No, and that's exactly how I wanted it to be. Was because when people come up to me after a show, and they're like, they'll be in like a Crispy Jones shirt or something, which I just love, and because they just like this weird random thing that I made, you know, and they'll come up to me and they'll go, well, no, we used to go to this liquor store, and this is where, and this guy would hang out outside. We'd get him to buy, because everybody had that, especially in our generation, where it's like you had the liquor store, you had the fake ID, somebody's mom washed us the fake ID now, and the guy Spider, who is offering like sexual favors to them
with a Y,
while they're trying. Yes, that is a real guy. Like that guy, the guy playing him is not him, but he used to stand outside of a place called Piccadilly on 8 Mile in Detroit. I just called it Piccadilly-O in the movie, but he would stand outside and he would be like, all right, I'll come in, and he'd be like, so do you guys want me to, you know, you guys could like, I'll go down on you, whatever. But I'll also get you 40s, and you're like, no, I just want the 40s, man.
Just the 40, dude.
Yeah, and it's so funny too. For like that's a bit over the top, and it's like, no, that's literally what the guy would do.
And the guy outside with the furp. Was it a fart burp?
That's the guy. Oh, furp burp. My buddy Robert Jenkins played him.
Oh man.
We actually just called him Diaper Bum.
Diaper bum? Oh, with the
Or
diaper on his head?
yeah, Diaper Head Bum. Yeah, that's what it was. Diaper Head Bum.
Oh
Yeah, because
man.
he's
So
like,
was it just like a family and friends thing, like a bunch of family and friends on the set?
a lot of them were comics.
Fellow
The two
comics?
brothers, yeah, the two brothers in the movie, the one brother that you were talking about earlier and the lead are actually brothers in real life. That's why he's my oldest friend, so I used his little brother in the movie because I was kind of looking for in Dazed and Confused, the lead kid isn't your favorite character necessarily at all, but he is this perfect kind of coming of age fish out of water. He fits, even if you might find him not as likable the first time you watch. And
Right.
that's what I wanted. I needed somebody who was going to be the one element of reality while everything around him wasn't.
And I like that he wasn't like perfect, and he wasn't like, I don't know, like Zach Braff. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like the perfect kid. Like he had a bunch of flaws. Like I remember when he's first talking to Katie, it was just like some of the stuff
Yeah.
he was saying, the birthday present thing. I was like, oh my god, dude. Like this
And
guy is not holding back. He's not that clean, squeaky clean image of the coming of age movie. The typical.
no, and the kid who's playing the Claw is based on my friend who we called the Claw.
And
And I
he was
still,
amazing.
he is, and in real life, one of the funniest people you will ever meet. I mean, that was him. He sold dime bags out of his mom's house to high school kids for the longest
Ah,
time, and he's just one of those guys who every time I see him, he just makes me laugh because he's like, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. I got a lot of gambling debts, and hey, if you see this guy, I might have to leave. I'm good though. Like he's a character in every way imaginable. So he fits so well as a character in a movie because I didn't have to really change much. Like he's rude to his mom, he's terrible to his friends, he's genuinely one of the most selfish people you could ever meet. But for some reason, he does have this little bit of soft spot and love and protection for the people that he cares about.
well, because
So
like
you
no
root
matter how
for him.
bad he is, like he will protect Jesse no matter what, and does it openly,
Exactly.
and says it vocally. And like when somebody does something wrong to him, he calls him out on it, and like we all kind of want a friend like that. We want someone to
That's
have our,
how he was. And we all have that. We all have that one friend, and no matter what anybody ever thought of John was if he had your back, he always had your back, and he was always a guy who could be mouthy or he could fight, and he was always that guy where everybody might have thought he was a giant prick, but you
Right.
loved him because you knew where his loyalty was.
We all need a claw in our life.
Yes.
We all
Yeah.
need a claw in our life. Yeah, he
Yeah, and
was
you
cool.
have
I enjoyed it. Like once again, I'll say I love the movie. I really enjoyed it. I rented it. You could rent it for 99 cents on Amazon Prime. Honestly, like you could spend 99 cents on a lot more stupid things. So trust me, check out King of Detroit. I would say just buy it because you're gonna want to watch it twice. I guarantee you're gonna want to watch it twice because it'll stick with you. Go check
thank
it
you,
out, guys.
thank you,
So
and
you're
it
gonna
is
you're gonna be touring. Are you gonna be
yes.
actually touring? So do you
Yeah,
are you
go ahead,
gonna
sorry.
try to like stick around home, or are you actually gonna like leave and go on tour?
Oh no. I just I do my show and then I just go and do a couple days. But for the most part, I spend weekends with my son, so I don't work.
Right.
I maybe work 2 weekends a month, and then everything else is last week coaching t-ball, going to games,
Good.
hanging out with them, taking them,
Well,
up
because
north,
being a
fishing.
a touring comic is like takes you away from your home, takes away from your family, and all that kind of stuff. And I know it's taxing. So you're in the zone now where it's like family first.
Very much. I mean, I always have been, and I've been very lucky where I had a good break with the Kumia show, and then I'm on Crowder, and I'm writing a lot for that and doing shows on that. It's nice to have
Killing it.
other things, and then yeah, be able to go and just be with it. Because really, I if I could work 3 days a week and then just spend the other four with my family up until my son's a teenager and wishes I was dead for a few years. But other than that, it'll be good for, I just try to be with him as much as possible because he's 6. He's at that age where it's like it reminds you of the value of life because they
Definitely.
value the moment, and you don't usually get that hanging out with adults, and especially comics who are just bitter and have no clue how to live in the moment. And I'm not knocking them, I'm one of them. So it brings you to a better place a little bit.
So you are, and not to like hit a serious subject or anything like that, but I'm actually interested in this subject. But you are sober.
Yes.
So I actually flirt with sobriety every now and then. I think I took a week off. I'm sorry, a week. Oh yeah, a big week. I took a year off drinking one time. I was still smoking weed, but I took a year off drinking.
Yeah.
What? I guess not to get too personal, but like, what was your poison?
Oh, well, alcohol was my main poison. Always had been, always has been, alcohol. But I was into everything that you could take for, oh man, from the time I was 14 until the time I was about.
Hello? Hello? I lost you. I don't know. Anybody still hear me? I lost I lost Dave. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna exit and enter. You there? Big Wave Dave? Maybe exit and enter the room one more time. I didn't mute myself. You can hear me? Can you hear Dave? All right. We just need to get Dave's audio working. See? I turned the conversation serious, and and the internet was like, "No! What are you doing? Don't make it serious. Keep it funny. I'm interested in sobriety." No Dave. All right. Well, we're probably running out of time with Dave, so we gotta like hammer this out. Oh, there he is. You back? I think I heard you. And look, as soon as we stopped talking, Doge went down. Doge likes Dave, man. All right, I'm gonna run out of time with Dave, so we're gonna ask Dave some quick questions when he gets back, because this man has things to do. Folks, he's writing movies. He's doing shows. You know what I'm saying? Dave's not here. Hey, oh yeah, okay, I get it. Okay. Hey, show him some love. While we got some chance, show Dave some love. Oh, by the way, the super chat noise is turned off, so if you guys want to do any super chats, it's fine. Sorry, I put the kibosh on the super chats, but feel free to super chat all you want. And show Dave some love when he comes back. I want him to see some loving, some McLovin in the chat. Hey, there we go. Oh, super chats. It's weird. I didn't hear the super chat noise. Soup, 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 soup. Soup, soup. Soup, soup, soup. Soup, 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 soup. Soup, 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 soup. Thanks, Odafro. Oh, a little bulldog action. I appreciate you. You got to tip me, boss. You got to tip me, boss. So yeah, if since he's not here yet, you guys, if you get a chance, you got to check out King of Detroit on Amazon Prime. Trust me, it is super funny, super funny. We always talk about movies in the chat. We talk about like if you guys like those kind of movies like I like. If you guys like comedies like I like them, trust me, you guys will love it. Soup, 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 soup. Soup or salad. And I think that was, oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Coochie Mango. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I've been ignoring the chat, but come on, I got my man right here, man. I got to talk to my man. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk to you guys afterwards. I talk to you guys all the time. There we go. All right. You back? Big Wave Dave. Yeah, he is a very funny man. Love his style, definitely. If you guys get a chance, you guys should check out some of his comedy on YouTube. He's got the story that he tells, and you could tell when he tells the story about about when he bonged a fifth. If you guys are familiar with Dave's work, you guys know the story about when he bonged a fifth. It's one story for 10 minutes, and it's just amazing. Oh yeah, I didn't get to ask the cologne question. Trust me, I got questions. But yeah, if you guys get to go on YouTube and watch some of his clips, they're really funny. The story about him bonging a fifth. There's another story about what he used to do in school, because he got put in that like detention class that I had, where it was like, I literally, because I was such a clown in school, I had a period of detention, like an entire period of detention. They were just like, okay, for your senior year, your sixth period is going to be silence. So yeah, he's got a great story about that too. Like a great story about him driving a teacher crazy. So guys, if you can, check out Dave's work. Check him out on YouTube. See him on Twitter. Join his Twitter. Join his YouTube page. And for those people in Texas, June 2nd, he's going to be at the Improv in Houston. June 3rd, the Improv in Addison, Texas. June 18th and 19th, One Night Stands in Waterford, Michigan. And then June 25th and June 26th at Helium in Buffalo, New York. Okay, so I know my man MIA is out there in Buffalo. You got to go see that show. Okay, go see that show. It's going to be on June 25th, June 26th at Helium in Buffalo, New York. MIA, you got to go out there, represent for Bulldog Trading Fam. Okay, because I got to have someone out there somewhere go see Dave at a show and say, yo, I heard you on Bulldog Trading Fam. So go out and check him out. Look, comedy's back, guys. Comedy is back. You know what I'm saying? We could actually go start. That was like one of the things I was so worried about, was comedy. Wow.
It's locked.
Why?
Maybe neighbor date, and all 3 doors are locked.
What girl?
Meet up today at a certain time.
She's single? I don't care. Better if she's single. Hello? Hello. Oh, MIA, you just bought tickets. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. All right. So we got one person, that's for sure, who's going to go see Dave Landau in Buffalo. That's what's up. You there? Oh, I heard him. I heard you for a second, buddy. Merry Christmas. All right, there we go. Was that Dave? Right, cool. Am I going? So remember I said, guys, it's going to be June 2nd, June 3rd. June 2nd, June 3rd. June 2nd, Improv in Houston. June 3rd, Improv in Addison, Texas. June 18th, June 19th, One Night Stands in Waterford, Michigan. All my Waterford folks. And then June 25th, June 26th, Helium, Buffalo, New York. And of course, he is one of the co-hosts of Louder with Crowder. National, look, Louder with Crowder, that's serious right there. You guys know Louder with Crowder? You want to say hi, sister? She almost said hi. She almost said hi. I almost got her on mic. Can't believe you did that. Crazy. She at the vape pit. I get it. Took. Hey, Sabrina. And yeah, guys, serious. You got to go check out that movie, King of Detroit. Oh my God, man. There's stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk about the movie really bad because there's like really funny things in it. And I wrote a bunch of notes. And there's nothing that we could really talk about because it's like, it's not gross humor. It's not dirty humor, but it's mature themed. So MIA Louder with Crowder is dope. Yeah, that's a serious show, guys. Grimace with the King of Detroit link. That's what's up. Look, you could rent it for 99 cents. You could just buy it. Honestly, hook a brother up. He did our show. But I did want to know. I did want to actually know about his sobriety, and I want to know, how to navigate that because I know there might be some of us out there who are thinking about doing the same. My sister doesn't drink. Actually, well, she did have a drink last week, but it was because we moved into our new apartment. I didn't mention that in the last 5 minutes, so I had to make sure I dropped that. But I see people who are, I drink, I smoke, whatever. Yeah, party time. But I see people who don't, and they're getting along just fine. you know, getting along just fine. And I just want to know. I want to know more about it, you know. I'm interested in the sobriety life, you know. Almost feel like it's inevitable at some point in my life. Can I just smoke a little bit of bud? Become a truck driver, you have to quit everything? I don't know. I think about it every now and then. I had a pretty productive year. The 1 year I quit drinking, I still smoked because it's my last name. But when I quit drinking, I gotta admit, I had a really, really productive year. Like, not gonna lie, you know. Odafro, you wanted to know what he smelled like? So, like, I was thinking about some of these questions, you know, because I think it's kind of my modus operandi to ask certain questions, which is like, what kind of cologne do you wear? And do you like pineapple on pizza? But I'm gonna tell you right now, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now. Dave Landau is from Detroit. Okay? Dave Landau is from Detroit. And I'll tell you right now, he doesn't smell like no fancy cologne. He smells like hard work. And I'm gonna also say that people from Detroit ain't putting no pineapple on no pizza. No pineapple on no pizza, all right? That's a working class town, all right? Blue collar men. We put sausage and peppers on our pizza like a normal human being, all right? So I don't even need to ask that question because I already know the answer, all right? That's a working man. The working man's pizza. There's a working man with a working man's pizza, all right? With no pineapple. And you give the crust to your dog. And I want to ask him about Anthony Cumia. I want to ask him about Artie Lang. You know, but look, man, we got a busy man. Look, we kept him here for an hour, guys. You know, we kept him here for an hour. And that's a lot to ask of Dave Landau. So definitely show your appreciation. He might, you know, of course, we have a little audio problems, but he might call in just to say goodbye to the crowd. Pepperoni, jalapeno, pineapple pizza. Honestly, that doesn't sound bad. That doesn't sound bad. I'm not gonna lie, D-grade. And you kind of know what I like, so I might have to F with that. Pineapple or bust. Out of here. No. I'll eat my pineapple in my cottage cheese like a normal human. Hey, Grimace with the West Hood. I had to walk the dog and miss the end. Oh, well, it just ended. We had a technical difficulty. What a bit of a technical difficulty. Good morning, everybody. Hey. Oh, and I didn't get to ask him how he knows Tiny. I wanted to hey, Chris Cupid, draw back your bow. Pepperoni, jalapeno, and black olive. Yeah, exactly. Pick that pineapple off and replace the pineapple with some black olives, like something that's supposed to be there, you know? Something that's supposed to be there. There's no pineapple in Italy. No pineapples in Sicily. No, there's olives, mushrooms, sausage, some peppers. Ooh, yeah, I'm hungry too. Yo, I made some crazy pasta last night. All right. First of all, this is what I did last night. All right. I cut up some mushrooms, slice some mushrooms nicely, you know, make them look pretty. Cut up some bell pepper. I took a orange bell pepper.
All right, I think we got Dave patched in, guys.
Oh, for real?
I believe so.
Yes, sir. Hey, what's up?
Hey. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, dude? Can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you, man. Sorry about all the problems.
Oh, dude, I could be on my end. I have no idea.
Hey,
Yeah, let's
trust me, it's all
let's
a
talk
cluster F.
more. Let's talk more in like a week or so if you want to have me back on. It's to do more of the rehab talk because I'm going to jump on another thing here in just a few minutes. But it was really cool talking to you, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not about us having you on. It's you making time for us because we're ready, man. Anytime you want, man. I'll drop what I'm doing.
Oh, cool, man. No, I'd love to come back and talk about that, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, let's leave it at a cliffhanger on that because I really do want to talk about sobriety for a little bit.
Sounds good.
Okay. Hey, Dave, I really,
I think
really
it'll be a
appreciate
good,
you.
good topic, especially after talking about Isham and fun stuff we used to do.
I think so. We can hit both sides of the spectrum. We could please the potheads, but also talk to the people who are maybe already dealt with something or are dealing with something because it's something that I think people need to talk about, and I think even, like funny people should talk about it.
Sure, man. Let's plan on it. We'll pick a day in the next week or two and let's do some more.
Totally, man. I'm a big fan of you, and I really had a great time talking with you today. I really, really appreciate you giving us your time, man.
Oh, dude, likewise. Thanks for having me on, man. Talk to you soon.
100%, man. Thank you. Oh, can I ask you one more question? What is your Louder with Crowder schedule?
Sure. Oh, Monday through Thursday, we're on. What's that?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Actually, go ahead and take this time and give us some plugs and stuff like that.
Okay, Monday through Thursday, we're on the Blaze for sure. Right now, we're dealing with YouTube and their constraints, so we should be back on next week. But you can catch us on the Blaze every morning from 9 to like 11-ish, 4 days a week, as well as Rumble. We can't broadcast live on Rumble yet, but you can catch the replay at night. And yeah, that's about it right now. And if you want to see me live, go to davelandau.com. You can check out The King on Amazon. There's a link on my Twitter, which is @LandauDave. And then I have 3 albums on there as well. And you can watch my This Is Not Happening on YouTube. You just put Comedy Central, Dave Landau, This Is Not Happening. And it's actually a story of when I was put in a mental hospital during my drinking days.
And I can't wait to talk about that. And I also want to talk about Rub That Lamp.
Okay, cool.
Dave, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. You have a great night, man.
Okay. Thank you. You too. Much appreciated.
Oh, man. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything.
Bye. All right, man. You too. Bye.
All right. Take care. Show him some love, folks. You know how we do it over here. I mean, seriously, load up the chat like you've never done it before, and hopefully he gets to see it. But just know that Dave Landau, we are big fans of you. Thank you so much. If you can hear my voice, thank you so much. Really appreciate having you here. Hey, that was pretty freaking cool, man. What's up, man? Oh man, I'm elated, and I don't use that word that often.
Oh my God, he called my phone. I'm like a little fanboy.
You fanboy? Hey, is that Bulldog? What's up, dude?
Yeah, what's up, man?
That was amazing, man.
That was really cool, man. What a great job. What a great interviewer. You're like a pro out there, man. I swear.
Hey, when you're talking to someone with content to spare, it doesn't matter. I mean, honestly, me and him, we could have talked for about 5 hours and scratched the surface,
Yeah, I'm so glad that you did it too, because you're so much more knowledgeable about that world than I am. I might go into something like MacD and he's going to be like, okay, what's that? And then, I don't know if he knows about that or not, but you know so much about that world. You guys I'm learning as I go about that world. So you're teaching me things as we go along about all that stuff and all the music, and you know it. And man, you did your research and you know the shows and you've seen his stuff. So excellent job. It's a great show.
Hey, it's not hard. I was thinking about it because I did
Oh,
have
it
to
is.
watch
It is.
some
You make it
things,
look
I
easy.
did. Well, I did have to do some homework, but I was thinking about like other people who would be like a professional interviewer and how hard it would be to have to interview someone who's just not interesting,
Right.
Luckily Dave Landau is super interesting, super interesting.
Yep.
And he has, and like, peek behind the curtain before the interview, I asked him, is there anything that you would like to talk about, or is there anything you do not want to talk about? And you heard his answer. He was just like, no, I'm pretty much an open book, which is,
Right, and that's off
if
the
you're
air,
gonna,
the usual pre-interview talk that you have with people, and it's so
Right.
cool to see, someone else that's like us, that's unfiltered.
yeah,
But,
there was nothing, I wanted to feel him out and find out if he wanted to go a certain direction. And you could tell, like, we talked for 30 seconds before I was like, let's go. Let's go, baby. Like, this dude's ready to go, and
that was
he
he really
didn't
enjoyed it
disappoint.
too, because he came on and he said, okay, maybe I've got like 20 minutes, I've got 25 minutes. Is that going to be groovy? And then you guys had such a good time and you did such a good job. He's like, I'm just going to keep talking to this guy. We had him on over
Hey,
an hour. That's almost 2 hours.
I'm not gonna lie, but I knew I was gonna smash on that 20. I knew I was gonna smash on that 20, bro.
I knew you would too, man.
I was like, nah, dude, trust me. I'm gonna make you forget about that 20 minutes real quick.
I'm like, you don't understand. This guy runs 24-hour streams.
Yeah, dude. I could talk for 16 hours straight. I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
I have let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have 50% of my list. I didn't touch 50% of my list. So
Well, that's great, because he said he's coming back, so it cuts down on the homework.
all right. Oh, I'll have more. And props to Tiny Boxes. Props to Tiny Boxes.
Yeah, big shout out for Tiny Boxes bringing us the celebs over here to the channel. But guys, by
Thank
the
you.
way, if you know celebs, if you want to get in on those bounties, they do pay out. We're willing to compensate you for bringing those celebs over to the channel. So check out that exclamation point bounties in the chat. If you know somebody, you get them on the show. We'll hook you up and they hook us up, and it's a win-win-win-win.
And on top of all of that, Tiny Boxes, I would like to personally give you one of these. That's a thumbs up.
Ooh, you get 2 of these.
But no, that was really fun, man. Like, Dave is a really cool guy, and actually I'm glad that we got to kind of leave it at that, because there is more to be said, and I do want to talk about that topic. And it was it was unfortunate, and it was fortunate, because I kind of feel like he wouldn't mind talking about it. He wouldn't mind kind of telling his story, and I think it's a story, I don't know, somebody out there needs to hear. I know I know I do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've needed a couple interventions in my life, so it wouldn't be bad for me to hear someone who is like-minded, who thinks a lot like me, who kind of does a lot of the same things that I do, and hear his standpoint on sobriety. And who knows,
Yeah, and if you've watched any of him and his shows and stuff, he can go on and on and on and on too. He's well versed in many topics too. So there's no shortage of subject matter for sure.
Oh, totally. Like, he, his stories, are very, he's just speaking, from his soul, but he's lived like an extensive life, and he knows a lot of things. It's not just one person who has just like pigeonholed into one kind of environment. He's been around, you dig?
Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I hope that I could get a chance to talk to him again. That would be amazing. I think we have more to say, and we talked about, and we also talked about investments.
And there was a little talk of investments. That's interesting. He's involved in Stellar Lumens, Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Ethereum. I was gonna tell him just call it Ethernet.
Ethereum.
Ethereum.
It's ETH, yeah. ETH.
Yeah, just
I'm in some ETH. But I think that's great, and it's so interesting to know that people of all walks are into that too. And look at that, buying Doge up into the Saturday Night Live thing. Man, he would have had a blast at that party with us.
Oh man. Hopefully we can get him down with some of these a live parties sometime. I would love, for all of our audiences to just be kind of, one,
Right.
And so yeah, he's every interviewer's dream is a guy like that. I didn't even get to talk about oh my god, I have so many things I want to ask him. I have a whole list of things here that I have to ask him. 50% of my list was completely untouched. I wrote out 20 questions. I got to 4 questions on my 18 question list. I got to 4 questions, and I wrote down new questions. So,
well, it was killer, and it was a good job. I'm gonna have to throw something more difficult your way. Maybe next time we'll interview a mime or something. See how you work with that.
Oh my god, I would love to interview a mime.
We'll just put the camera on the screen. You do the interview.
Hey, and that would be the ultimate test for a mime, to see if they could answer all my questions through.
Oh
mime.
yeah, I'm sure.
That was really funny. That was really special. Like, thank you so much for giving me that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I know, I know that was a gift, man. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. That was a great opportunity. One of the most special moments of my life. So thank you.
It's awesome. Yeah, well, I couldn't see anybody else doing it better, man. That's you earn what you reap what you sow, I guess.
Thanks, man. I've been trying, so we're putting that work, man.
Great. I guess we're just gonna take a quick little breather here, listen to a couple lo-fi beats, and then someone's gonna come back and chat it up with you guys, man. Much love, Trader fam out there. Thanks for joining us for the Dave Landau special. Hopefully we'll have another one real soon.
That was awesome. Later, guys.